In this video, we consider rational functions. These are functions of the form y equals f of x over g of x, where f of x and g of x are polynomial functions. In particular, we're looking at linear to linear rational functions and quadratic to linear rational functions. Consider the following example. Suppose the demand of a certain commodity is known to be approximated by a linear to linear rational function p equals aq plus b all divided by q plus c. In particular, the price is known to decline to $20 as the quantity available to consumers gets larger and larger. Also, when q is near 0, the demand is high at p equals $90, and when q equals 20 units, the price is $70. First, we'll write the revenue r as a quadratic to linear rational function. Then, if the supply is given by p equals 0.2 q plus 10, where q is between 0 and 300, we will determine the equilibrium quantity and the market clearing price. We'll determine how much revenue is earned at this equilibrium quantity. So for the first part, to determine revenue, we use the fact that revenue equals p times q. P is given by the linear to linear rational function aq plus b all over q plus c. Using the data from the question, we need to determine the rule of correspondence. That is, we need to find the variables a, b, and c. We know that the price is known to decline to $20 as the quantity available to consumers gets larger and larger. This means that as we go further and further to the right on the graph goes down and approaches p equals 20. This is a horizontal asymptote. And this corresponds to the value of a, so a equals 20. Now we need to find b and c. We're told that when q is 0, p is 90. This corresponds to a point, which we can plug into the function. This gives 90 equals b over c, which means b equals 90c. So we can replace b by 90c, and now it remains to find c. When q equals 20, p equals 70, this corresponds to a point that we can plug in to the function again. Then solving for c, we get c equals 50, which implies that b equals 4,500. This gives the linear to linear rational demand function. Then revenue is just found by multiplying by q. So r equals 20q squared plus 4,500q, all divided by q plus 50. And this is a quadratic to linear function. Now we're told that supply is a linear function, 0.2 q plus 10. And we want to determine the equilibrium quantity and market clearing price. We set supply equal to demand and solve for q. We get that q equals 142 units. Then plugging this quantity into either supply or demand, it doesn't matter which one, will give us the market clearing price. This is $38.40. Finally, the revenue at this quantity is found by evaluating the revenue function at q equals 142. This gives $5,428.54.